IQ. He understands the sport. He looks at it in a mental sense. He knows what he needs to do.
And I said, yes, he did. He said, well, if Ray Leonard could beat Marvelous Marvin Hagler, then Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez.
Terence got a great chance to beat him, man. You know what I mean? Terence can box, Terence can move, Terence can punch. You know what I mean? Terence ain't gonna be doing like...
Lennox Lewis was left impressed by Terence Crawford's intense preparation for the Canelo showdown. He commended Crawford's discipline and high-level boxing IQ, pointing out that when Crawford locks in with complete focus, he always finds the path to victory. Lewis emphasized that this level of preparation proves Crawford is more than ready for the challenge.
Stay at the top and be at the top. He moves very well. He's a very elusive mover, and his work rate is high.
I won't ask you who's going to win the fight, because I know it's a question you've probably been asked a million times, but I will ask you, do you think this fight goes the distance, or do you think this fight ends inside the distance?
Interesting.
Crawford's trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, insists that the magnitude of this historic clash with Canelo Alvarez isn't weighing on his fighter. According to McIntyre, Crawford feels no pressure, approaching the bout with complete focus and treating it as just another challenge in his illustrious career. He stressed that Crawford knows exactly what must be done inside the ring, with training that has been precise, deliberate, and execution-driven. For Crawford, this fight isn't about the occasion, it's about cementing his status as the pound-for-pound best. McIntyre maintains that his fighter is mentally composed, physically prepared, strategically ready to deliver a shock to the boxing world.
Have a fight rather than maybe boxing.
No, I don't think there's no pressure on Terence, because Terence gonna fight the way that he's used to fighting. So by saying all that stuff that Turkey say or anybody else say, that doesn't bother Terence not one bit. You know, we train for one way, the way we're going to fight, and that's the way we're going to get the job done.
People talk about this fight and they talk about the outcome of the fight. The sort of narrative online is that, look, Terence was moving up in weight, but we all know Terence can crack. When that fight was made with Errol Spence, it was seen as a 50-50 fight, and in reality what it was one of the most destructive performances I've ever seen. Should fans be surprised if Terence could manage to stop Canelo?
I think that fans are going to be surprised when he dismantled Canelo. You know, the more time goes on, the more time Terence can settle into that weight, the worse it's off for the opponent.
The last one for me, because I know this time is now at that minute as you were talking, so I just have one more question. If he manages to get through Canelo Alvarez, does that cement his place on the Mount Rushmore of boxing?
You just answered the question.
Rhetorical.
Legendary commentator Larry Merchant has drawn a striking parallel between boxing's past and the highly anticipated Crawford versus Canelo showdown. Merchant recalled Sugar Ray Leonard's famous victory over Marvin Hagler fight, where many doubted Leonard's chances. He sees Crawford's situation as nearly identical, the smaller, faster technician stepping in against a naturally bigger, stronger champion. Just as Leonard relied on speed, movement, and ring IQ to outmaneuver Hagler, Merchant believes Crawford possesses the style to replicate that blueprint. In his view, Crawford's path to victory lies in sharp footwork, precise timing, and controlling the tempo of the fight. For Merchant, history has already provided the model, and Crawford has the tools to execute it to perfection.
I said, do you think Terence Crawford has a chance to beat Canelo Alvarez? And Larry said, Jim, did Ray Leonard get an official decision victory over Marvelous Marvin Hagler? And I said, yes, he did. He said, well, if Ray Leonard could beat Marvelous Marvin Hagler, then Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez. And I said, why do you say that? He said, same equation. Get in, get out. Get in, get out. Yeah. Over and over and over. He's got to figure the angles and the approaches that will allow him to step in, land to the body, or occasionally upstairs, and then get out. That's what Ray did so effectively against...
Respected trainer Buzzy Ennis delivered a bold take on the upcoming showdown, warning that Canelo Alvarez has often shown frustration against slick, mobile opponents. He argued that Terence Crawford is precisely the kind of fighter who can push Canelo out of his comfort zone. Unlike William Skull and others who lacked the craft to truly trouble Alvarez, Crawford excels at creating angles, landing sharp counters, and forcing opponents into uncomfortable positions. Ennis stressed that this fight won't come down to sheer power, but two, who can dictate the rhythm? If Crawford succeeds in disrupting Canelo's flow, Enos believes it could pave the way for a career-defining victory.
And all that. If he can't touch you, you know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean?
Now, did watching that make you feel like Terence Crawford has better than a 50% chance after watching? I know we've seen him against Laura back in the day, but
right.
now this is supposed to be a new and improved Canelo.
Yeah. I think, like I said, Terence got a great chance to beat him, man. You know what I mean? Terence can box, Terence can move, Terence can punch. You know what I mean? Terence ain't gonna be doing like Skull. Terence gonna fight you. You know what I mean? He's Terence from the streets, man. You know what I mean? He know what to do. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it. And I think he's gonna wind up frustrating Canelo. You know what I mean?
So what's the right way? Because Skull was moving too much. Is as soon as he as soon as you turn him, then is that when you start firing off?
Well, see, the thing is, the right way, the way I would have my fighter doing is I'm boxing him, you know what I mean? And he coming at me, I'm hitting him, pop, 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 pop. And soon he gets set, I'll tie him up. Walking to the center. You know what I mean? We cruise to the ropes and do the same thing. Good. Keep on frustrating, hit with the jab, boom, boom. Keep on moving, but also hitting him though. You know what I mean? And he gets frustrated, then he let his guards down. And it's a good night.
Key voice in Terence Crawford's camp issued a fiery warning to Canelo Alvarez. He declared that Canelo's style, powerful, methodical, yet often predictable, plays directly into Crawford's strengths. According to Bernie, Crawford's gift for reading opponents and making adjustments mid-fight makes him the perfect foil for the Mexican champion. He praised Crawford's instincts, discipline, and fearlessness, insisting that his fighter isn't coming to simply share the stage in a super fight, but to take control of it. Bernie emphasized that Crawford knows exactly what it takes to win. He's prepared to walk through fire to get.
A lot of people are saying about Crawford's age, but, you know, no boxing, no life, as Canelo would say. And Crawford still, you know, in age, but he ain't took no punishment. He's cautious, you know, he works hard throughout these years. So, you know, of course you're gonna, you know, you gotta count that in the factor. But in his heart and his mind and his spirit, he's still youthful about boxing. He loves boxing, and this is one way to get him up. You know, he's a challenge guy. He loves a challenge, and Canelo is the biggest challenge you can get. You know, we got to go up 2 weight classes, really 3 weight classes to get a guy like that. Hardest puncher, great counter puncher, tons of experience, undisputed champion, unified champion, a couple of divisions champion. And so we didn't get the Pacquiao or the Mayweather, but we getting Canelo, and nothing comes easy to Team Crawford, and expect us to look good on the 12th. Expect us to come out victorious September 12th.
Well, we obviously just saw his fight against Skull, and people didn't obviously enjoy it. The back foot boxing from Skull and whatever. Yeah. But what fight can fans expect from Bud? Because a lot of people think that it'll be similar to that or the Charlo fight or whatever like that.
The one thing about Crawford is he got guts. Them bums ain't have no guts. Them bums didn't want to win. Crawford want to win. That's it. It ain't about no belt. It ain't about nothing. You didn't sign the contract. We want to win, and he want to be the best, and he is the best. So that's what's going to be the difference. You know, Crawford got guts. He got a fighting spirit. So when you see Crawford, he going to go in there and get busy with Canelo. Don't you even doubt that. You understand? You ain't never seen Crawford stay on the back foot in no fight in his life. You understand? He the type of guy to go get you. So expect him to go get him. We're going to do everything we can to him. We're going to do whatever we got to do. But one thing you can expect is Crawford is going to step to him. Because you can't beat Canelo going on the back foot forever. You got to go get him. You got to do something. And he better know Crawford is